What's happening, bulls? Let's get into it. We've got a little bit of news for this weekend, some pretty important stuff that's happened over the weekend, and we've got some trade ideas, trade setups, all that's going on in the crypto. People are suffering with their portfolios at the moment. That's common, that's widespread. Unfortunately, it's been pretty bad with these meme coins or the rug pulls. Just one too many rug pulls broke the camel's back. Unfortunately, it's been very scammy. It's been very scammy. We've had this similar things happen back in the day with Ethereum and the NFTs. If you remember, there's been scams and scams. With new technology, you get scams. That's just what happens, unfortunately. With the internet starting, that has heaps of scams. Still does. Remember emails starting, the phishing. Before they got all over that, new tech comes with a lot of new scams, and that's where how you know that's where the money is, because if there's a lot of scams, there's a lot of money. So we'll start with the charts. We've got Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, gold, dollar, S&P 500. I'd give you some legitimate professional technical analysis on that. Then we'll move on to the news, the recent crypto news, and update you on this. So I've got a little bit of a short on Bitcoin at the moment, just a small one. I'm not expecting a whole lot from it. I'll be TPing soon. We entered here on the blue bar volatility. We'll flip over to the chart and walk you through it. So we entered on the blue bar volatility here. As you can see, blue gigabar volatility, and this happens a lot on the weekends. We get these low volatility readings, as you can imagine, but when the weekend finishes, starts coming towards an end, they end up finding a direction and moving. You can see here this happened previously as well, and this happened down here as well. So this one went up because it's coming from the lows of the range. This one went down because it's coming from the lows of the range, and this one is what I call a predator setup. So it bounces, comes up, flattens out, and then retests these lows. Looks to take out the previous lows of the end of last week. So I'm looking to take profit soon. So nothing too big on that one. But we'll zoom out a little bit on Bitcoin and get a bit of a gauge as a whole. All right, so here's Bitcoin chart. One candle equals 12 hours. We'll zoom out even further. One candle equals 1 day. So you can see I've just got two things here. I've got a G box. I've got the G box, and I've also got a diagonal trend. So diagonal trend line, very simple, which has now been broken. Okay. And then we've got a big horizontal G-box range that's going on right there. Adjust the screen a little bit. So what do we see here? We see a big range daily. This is all the way back to the November, mid-November, 14th of November. It's just been moving up and down. And we've had this set out for a long time, as you know, if you've been following. Down to the bottom of the range, test these bottom green lines. Up to the top of the range, test these top yellow lines. It's come back down. It's sitting on the first set of green, which we call the good longs. If it's just range trading, right? So if you're range trading, it's good longs along this line. It's great longs along this line. It's good shorts along this line. It's great shorts along this line. It's just very basic range trading. It works sometimes, but it's also a great way to understand where the price action is. Because what you can also do, right, is we just grab a rectangle and we just connect all these major lows to the major highs, and there we go. We've got this box, this big box where price just doesn't want to get out of it, it's stuck in it. And what you do is you expect it to continue, expect it to stay in there. We've been doing that for months now. We've expected it to stay in this big rectangle, and guess what? It has. So I'm going to continue to expect it. The line in the sand really is price coming down and closing like this. You've probably seen things like this happen before. Comes down, has a throwback. It's called a throwback. And then you get big candle closes, things that make you really sad. But until that happens, it's still range trading, and then there can definitely be lower prices, and I think that is possible, at least to the bottom of the range, like we had. Bring the old G box back, at least down to here, the 106. That's 91k or high 92s. That'd be nice to take out a lot of stop losses here, and then try for a higher price. If that's too much to ask for, then at least just come back down here again, like we're saying with our little short trade, and come back up again as well. So relatively overall bullish overall, but not in the short term at least. Things are looking pretty bad in the short term. The negativity has definitely overtaken the positivity, and that comes over to other things like, for example, this is the dollar, and this is still looking pretty fine. It's somewhat inversely correlated to risk assets and Bitcoin and stuff, so this is still just grinding down, trending down. So this is the US dollar. We might get a little pump up now while Bitcoin goes. So a lot of time, yeah, inversely correlated, like I just said. You can see that if you come over here and press this little plus button, you press Bitcoin, and it layers over itself. It's always a bit of a problem. Ugh. Yeah, it's sometimes it can be pretty difficult to layer it over itself because it's the different values. But if you can get it along in the right spot, overall, somewhat, yeah, they're shocking. It takes a while to get that right. Don't worry about that. Gold, all-time highs, smashing it still. Fantastic, just can't be stopped. It's like the freight train. A lot of people speculating that gold is getting bought up by the Americans to fill back up the gold reserves at Fort Knox that Elon's about to audit. And the S&P 500. So the S&P 500, the top 500 stocks in America, this is very important. So we talked about a big blue bar giga breakout, okay? So big giga bars. We got, let me just move this. I'll come back over here. I'll press the 1 day chart. So the giga bars, okay? The giga bars, the blue giga bars. So you can see what happens. Blue giga bars. Moves come after the blue giga bars. Blue giga bar, boom, move. Blue giga bar, boom, move. Blue giga bar, what's called a head fake, boom, move. Blue giga bar, boom, move. Blue giga bar, what's called a head fake. And now, basically, unless this candle just completely engulfs itself, so unless this candle, when this market opens, unless this candle just goes like that, comes back green, and then like green again, like that, then, which is called a double head fake. They're a lot more uncommon, but they definitely happen, especially around emotional times. And this is an emotional time because it's topping its all-time high. So this is where double head fakes do happen. But yeah, we said blue bar here, it starts breaking up. We said, okay, as soon as this comes down and closes below this red ray, that will confirm the head fake, and then you can expect prices to continue lower. As it did here, it started trending down, so you can imagine what this could potentially do. Starts doing stuff like that, starts trending down. You could obviously, you know what it's like with these diagonal lines. You can make it look like however you want. So that's S&P 500. We're watching that continue lower unless it does some crazy engulfing. And now you know how they're all connected. All this liquidity is shared between a lot of these assets, global assets, and it moves around. So let's have a look at Solana now. Okay, you can see all this chicken scratch, this scribble. What we did on this was we were pointing out recently on these vertical pink lines, we're pointing out how we got the giga stochastic, okay? So it's stochastic momentum indicator with settings written by me. And it's very good at pointing bottoms. Goes up, crosses, goes up. Look at that. Crosses down here. Price goes up, and this was Solana 175 all the way up to 200 and whatever the recent highs were. So when it comes down into these extreme areas, I don't like to call it oversold because things can stay oversold for a long time. But what I'm saying here is historically there's been very good buying opportunities when it comes down into this extreme low momentum, especially because this is a bull market after all, right? So we're just assuming that the bull market's going to continue, at least on a Bitcoin. Like you can tell that Bitcoin's strong, a lot stronger than everything else, that's for sure. So Solana looks, let's clear it up a little bit here over at the bin. There you go. So Solana's breaking down. Solana had another blue bar recently. This is a daily chart, remember? So Solana had a blue giga bar right there, bang, literally at the start of the breakdown, 192. So price has been completely being destroyed since then, unfortunately, because of all this meme coin scam crap going on. So what you want to see if you're a Solana holder or a Solana believer is just at least just this channel. See this deadly channel that it's just stuck in. So to see this bare minimum turn around, obviously you want to see it come out of this channel, retest, form a bottom, and it'll form a bottom. And when it does form a bottom, it'll most likely blue bar again, but it'll be outside of this channel, and it'll be after you see some like pretty sad wicks to the downside. So a lot of liquidity being taken out. You know, like things like this, things like this, things like this, things like this. These double bottoms, these double bottoms with long wicks, double bottoms with long wicks. That one's just got one, but that sort of counts. Yeah, that's the sort of stuff that you want to see, but at least bare minimum needs to break out of this death spiral. This is a death spiral. Ethereum, on the other hand, similar but not. Had all of its pain here, major pain. Like how much? Where are we looking? So from the peak here, let's do it from the peak here all the way to low, minus nearly 40% in one hit. So Ethereum suffered hard. Got the guillotine, as we said, and then Solana got the death by a million cut. It was getting the death by a million cuts. So Ethereum took the pain right here, and then Solana's just getting scorched basically. So now Ethereum's charging up. Well, charging up for probably a downside move. You can see here. So this is a bear flag. See, something that you can do on these charts, which doesn't get utilized as much, is invert it. Okay, so everybody would be calling that a bull flag, I'm sure. Ethereum's bull flagging right here. That's what people say. Ethereum bull flag on Ethereum. But actually, no, it's a bear flag. Flip it upside down. So Ethereum potentially breaking down. It's had a lot of buying. So this 12-hour chart. So 2 days of buying from this Bybit disaster. Handled quite well, might I add. But yeah, expecting potentially another touchdown to the lows of this channel, a higher low, something like that, breakout. That'd be pretty stock standard price action. So let's move into the news here. I'll flick over. The first thing we've got on this news, if anybody's interested in macro, is key events to look out for this week. So consumer confidence data, January new home sales data, Nvidia reports, January PCE, and total of 10 Fed speaker events this week. So this is obviously going to be pretty important for the S&P 500 that we looked at earlier, and then how that performs. So one of the big key news is this weekend is Pump Fund testing in-house automated market maker, potentially replacing Radium as the party provider. So apparently Radium's dumped today because that's where a lot of the liquidity and volume comes from Radium. So if Radium's getting booted, then it won't be as used and as important. Okay, Pump Fund are now setting their own liquidity pools. This is very bad for Radium. They will take huge market share. Rumors of Pump Fund launching their own DEX, killing Radium. Pump Fund potentially has the power to kill Solana. So yeah, we'll see about that. But maybe Pump Fund is just turning into its own wild beast. It's just going nuts. It's unhinged. Pump Fund is unhinged. So watch that carefully. But it's like Pump Fund's basically just exploding from the inside, just taking down everything with its path. It's like a disease. It's great fun, but it's fucking not doing anything good for the credibility of crypto, that's for sure. So, and on other news, Infinity, a stablecoin neobank, has been exploited for $49 million, according to security analysts. This incident closely follows a recent 1.4 hack of crypto exchange. So there was another hack or an exploit, a contract exploit potentially. We don't know exactly any more details, but yeah, they happen, and a lot of the time they are more. Obviously, the Bybit one was the biggest. The Bybit one was literally the biggest in history. But a lot of these smaller ones, they happen very often, but don't get talked about because things are too good. Everything's pumping. Nobody gives a shit. I go, yeah, you lost 49 mil. Suck it, fuck off, get out of the way. We're pumping. 250 million USDC minted at USDC Treasury on Solana. So Solana's getting you can't see. Solana's getting the benefits absolutely from all this USDC mint. So it's always been bullish when stablecoins print. It's not changed. Okay, it's not changed. It's money coming into blockchains. It's money coming into the crypto space eventually. Altcoin Daily. How do you explain Ethereum or Solana to somebody? So I thought this might be pretty good for people. Might be interesting. Okay, a lot of shit coins, but there's a couple of decent ones. Ethereum is like a giant computer that anyone can use to create apps without needing a bank or company. Solana is similar but much faster and cheaper to use. A couple other shit stuff. So some Ethereum is a broken science experiment that was never meant to scale, but people already put too much money on it, so they can't take backsies instead of admitting they were wrong. Solana is a chain where crime is the most persistent. The metrics are fake. Crime fight is at an all-time high. This is where your money goes to die, unless you're a part of the scammer inside group. So there's the pessimist. There's the pessimist. The optimist. Ethereum is like a global computer where anyone can run decentralized applications, while Solana is high-speed blockchain optimized for scalability. Ethereum prioritizes security and decentralization. That's correct. As you can, Ethereum gas fees and stuff are a lot similar to Bitcoin's fees, a lot, because they both prioritize security and decentralization. That comes at a cost, and the cost is low fees and speed, and that is something that Solana has because Solana is very centralized. So Solana can have the speed and the low fees because they are very centralized, but both are shaping the future of Web3 in their own ways. I would agree with that. Now let's flip over to these shitcoins for a second. I just want to show you. I'm getting massive alerts for blue bars on a lot of these coins. Just close this so you can see the blue bars. A lot of these coins getting big blue bars, big moves. You can see what happens when blue bars, start of a move. So some of these are a lot more attractive to short than others. There's a few that look pretty longable, but like you see some like this maybe, where they have been a lot lower. They have the major support all the way down here. So that's like a 50% drop if SLP, Smooth Love Potion, wants to go all the way back down to its macro support, then it's going to be doing a lot more. But until these channels, these trend lines and these channels break, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're looking at shorting something, well then maybe you might prefer to short something that's at the top of the channel, or something that's had some nice liquidity swipes to the highs. Maybe where's a good example, like like something like this. It's taken out a lot of liquidity already. These big wicks filled a lot of short bags, and potentially if Bitcoin doesn't play ball, we're talking about how Bitcoin doesn't have much. It doesn't look good in the short term. Well, yeah, the short term's long enough for these things to go down another at least 20%. That's for sure. If Bitcoin just moved down to the lows of that range that we talked about earlier, that's enough. Coins like this potentially, they've had some liquidity some runs at the highs, and they've got a long way to fall. Look at this; it's just sitting on support here. So once this support's broken, bang, off to the races, and it's back down to here. So that's like I said, we come down to this support here, and like we just said, that's pretty decent gain. That's 20-30% gain on a short for that. So put a bit of leverage, put a bit of spice on that, and you can find some decent shorts. And like that as well. See these wicks? That is market makers, smart money. They are filling bags. They are filling their shorts. Look at that. Filling shorts, sending it up, filling shorts, hitting stops. Liquidating you and then filling for them. So when it comes to longs, there's not really anything, not many things giving longs at the moment. Not many things giving long vibes. Look at this. So baby Doge, 1,000 baby Doge. This is sort of breaking down now. That's sort of sort of how you do it. What you do is you run two basic parallel trend lines. This is not the best one, but not the best example. But yeah, once it starts breaking down, comes down here, that's a throwback. That's the last chance to sell at a decent price, and it's similar sort of thing going on right here, but inverse. So, you know, starting to come back down. Alrighty, so that'll leave that with you. Yeah, it's late in the game to short, but none of these coins look like longing. I had a long on AVAX recently, and it's just eating that whole thing up, unfortunately for me. We had a pretty good signal. It's got a lot of bullish divergence. It's getting smashed now, but we had a nice couple of cases of bullish divergence. A lot of the time this is a good reversal. You got one case there. Look, bring it up here. Some nice bullish divergence coming in. So you got a low, higher low, higher low, potentially another case of bullish divergence if this bottoms soon. Probably take out a low again. If this takes out this low, closes below here, then you get another case of bullish divergence, and then off the bottom of the range, so you can at least. I was expecting at least a move to the top of the range here, which would be good for the leverage that I'm using. But yeah, it's not playing ball at the moment, unfortunately. So other than this, there's not a whole lot of things that look too good. ENS grinding up, but yeah, that's just given itself more room to come down. To be fair, like look at that. That's a bear flag. That's exactly what you'd call a bear flag right there. Boom. Bear flag. So, yep. Man, I'd love to say that that some stuff looked bullish, but for the time being, not really at all. You're not seeing the sort of price action that you want to see if you're bullish. You want to see, you know, instead of blue bars. Wait, here you go. Last one. I'll wrap it down. But instead of blue bars like this, where it grinds up. So instead of like grinding up blue bar then expand, what you want to see is you want to see this. You want to see come back down, and then you want to see the blue bars here, because then it's like that. And yeah, that's not what we're getting. That's not what we're getting. So strap yourself in. Things can change. Obviously, Bitcoin just needs to start catching some real big bids, and these altcoins will just sort of like just be like just pulled up from wherever the fuck they are. That's just sort of what goes on. Most of them, not all of them. Unfortunately, a lot of these altcoins are not going to recover from this drama. But hey, talk to you soon. Special longer one this weekend. Catch up on everything. But yeah, I encourage you to put a trade on, because if you pick the right direction, so say if you do pick long and everything does start going down, you're going to make a lot of coin, because all these charts are blue bar, and that means there's a big move about to happen. Okay, so big move. This could happen. Well, it could have happened last week. It didn't. So things are still blue bar, and so they can only really blue bar for so long as a collective. A lot of these have already, like a lot of these blue bars that happened a week ago, they've already basically started their move. So like this has gone back to a couple of days ago, a week ago. You can see the volatility starting to expand. Not really the best examples, but yeah, like here, blue bars up here starts expanding. Oh, you can't see, here goes in the way again. Blue bars up here starts expanding. Oh yeah, this is one that I've been watching. Yeah, so this is starting to break down now. Basically, it's had its head fake. It's taken a lot of liquidity, filled a lot of bags. It's probably a pretty good one to short if you're interested in trying to chase something. Chase a short if you're bearish. So look at this, boom, comes down. It's perfect. You know, people love opening longs when it breaks diagonal trend lines for fuck knows why. And it's just done that. Now it's starting to break down blue bar volatility. Everything's sort of bearish divergence. All the OBVs are red. Momentum's well and truly low. So yeah, I might probably actually gonna take a short on this myself. So I'll flip. What I'll do is I'll try and get a better entry. So I'll flip it over to a lower time frame and start looking for a swing high. So now you probably get a high that takes out this, most likely. But what we can do with the gigabars, the gigastochastic. Oops. What we can do with the gigastochastic indicator here is, as you can see, the highs on the Gigastochastic give us fantastic entries for shorts. Okay, so like short in there's mad, short in there's mad, short in there's mad. Up here, short in there, fantastic. So blockchain bulls, that you all have access to all these Giga indicators, Giga bars, Giga stochastic, Giga RSI, Giga squeeze, everything. It's all there. You just got to send us a DM if you're a member, and then we will hook you up with that. So take it easy. I hope you had a good weekend. This is Monday, but you know, I'm still rolling over onto this because it's the American weekend, so nothing's really happened yet. Take it easy. Talk soon. See you tomorrow. All right.